Yo, what is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Keith Normack, and I am back with another Star Trek Discovery review. Now, this is episode 6, Lethe, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, let's get to it. Our um, episode starts off with Captain Lorca and Lieutenant Tyler bonding when they're in a holodeck training and they're shooting a bunch of hologram Klingons, which I don't know how to like. I didn't know if holograms were around during the original series, but it's cool. A nod to the holosuite or hologram, so that's pretty cool. And then I know I keep bragging about this every time, but Jesus Christ, I just love the chemistry and bonding between Michael Burnham and Sylvia Tilly. I just really love it, and the interaction that they have with Lieutenant Ash Tyler is very funny. And I thought that moment it was pretty heartfelt and pretty funny. And then leaving off the Discovery, we don't meet, we see Sarek, Burnham's adopted Vulcan father, heading to a secret meeting between two Klingon houses in efforts for peace. But this is foiled on Sarek's behalf when a Vulcan he's carrying with him is a Vulcan extremist, and basically their ideology is anti people who are anti logic, which will be a different topic for a different video. Yeah, but basically the extremists, Allah Alakbaz, the shit out of himself. Jesus, that's offensive. But he pretty much blows himself up, which blows up the ship and damages it and injures Sarek. Now with this injuring Sarek, and with him mind melding with Michael Burnham, like because they have a kind of link that Michael Burnham feels this and like she feels that Sarek's in trouble, so they discover that like their last coordinates of Sarek's ship was in a kind of nebula, or just something that's fucking up their communication and navigation, so they can't pinpoint to where Sarek is. So with that in mind, Michael, Sylvia, and Stamets, they create some kind of device that would help amplify the mind meld so she can try to save Sarek's life. And then this does kind of bring us to a flashback where Burnham, she's at the Vulcan Science Academy hoping to get accepted, and she's not. And we figure out later in the episode this is something that kind of fuck with her mind a little bit. And then also later we found out that it wasn't like it's not the fact that she wasn't accepted, but Sarek, he had to choose between Spock or Michael Burnham to join the Vulcan Science Academy because the prejudice ass dean or principal or whatever, he said we didn't want two humans at a time, and he's pretty much talking shit about Spock because he's half Vulcan, half human. So I thought that was pretty fucked up. But with this dream slash flashback sequence, we saw Sarek and Michael Burnham kick the fuck out of each other, which I thought that was pretty entertaining. Going back to the Discovery, we see Lorca with this lady admiral that we saw in previous episodes, and it's already been established like they have some kind of history with each other. So yeah, one thing leads to another. They have sex, and it's a smooth ass transition. But during in bed, after Lorca falls asleep or something, she kind of touches his body, and he flips the fuck out and pulls out a phaser. So actually, I kind of like this. It's a somewhat character development for Lorca, showing that he has PTSD, and the lady admiral, I don't know her name. I'm sorry, but she doesn't take too kind of this, and she wants to take the Discovery away from him. So yeah, leaving off of that, also Lorca, he, I don't know, this is just me, but like he left a statement which I thought was a nod to DS9, which is Favor the Bold, which for those that don't know, Favor the Bold is a DS9 episode, one of the best, debatably, but that's neither here or there. And also, during the end of the episode, Michael Burnham has a interesting convo with Lieutenant Ash Tyler, which, to be honest, I think is okay, but I really don't want it to lead to a relationship because Star Trek has been good in the past, treating us like adults and not having each and every individual fall in love with each other. So I hope for this series they kind of stay out of that and keep with the tradition. And by the very end of that episode, Lady Admiral, she takes Sarek's place. And by the way, Sarek, he got rescued. But she takes Sarek's place in order to meet the other two Klingon houses that wanted peace. But turns out it was a double cross. And to be honest, I was not fucking surprised, and pretty much everyone else probably wasn't all that surprised either. Turns out the meeting was set up by Call, the purple Klingon with the red shit on his face, and he takes the Lady Admiral for a hostage. So, that was Lethe, and I thought it was a pretty good episode, and I thought this was a very strong character development episode for both Michael Burnham and Sarek. I think those were the two that got the main spotlight, and maybe a little bit of Lorca, but mainly Michael Burnham and Sarek. So I really like this episode. I would give it a 9 out of 10, honestly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and also my boy McNuke, he's been doing a lot of creative shit lately, so I'd appreciate it and he'd appreciate it if you check out his channel. I'll leave a link in the description. Show some love by liking or subscribing or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's your boy Keith Normack, and I'm out.